In this video, we're going to explore some of the animations that you can put in chart.js. And this is truly fun, although it's not always practical. So you really have to consider when should you use it and when not, because it would not make any sense to use it if it doesn't have any added value. But maybe you want to emphasize a certain line. Like right now we have this emphasize according to this here. We have it emphasized with a solid line, but somehow maybe you're not satisfied yet. You want to make it stand out by pulsing it or give it a different color. So let me show you exactly what I'm talking about here. So if you would go here to the animations, and you can see here, this is one of the nice things here what you can do. This looks all very fancy, but to be honest, it is not something you want to use. However, let's explore this a bit, and then after we can use it with some other items that might be more practical to emphasize the line. Because right now you can see here, this is tension lines and it doesn't make any sense. However, this is a new or quite interesting feature. So let's copy all of this here. I'm going to copy this here and go back to our line here. I'm going to start working with this. Alright, so we are here and we can do it in the options. So I will put it here somewhere below the plugins. We put this all in here. Let's do some indentations here. All right, that looks slightly better. So there we are. So we have this now. If you would save this, you will see now we get a fancy tension increasing and decreasing effect here. So this is very nice. However, this is not a way you can present it. But let's start and explore here more. So to understand this, you need to understand animations. This is a command. And then we have here the tensions. And the tensions is basically set up here as well. You could do here with anything else here. So you could replace this with something else. So, and then we have here the duration, which will control. Let's make the duration very short. And you can see here now this is way too fast. This is, I think, 1/100th of a second, or it's very short. So this is not what we need. This would be 10, if I'm not mistaken, it would be 1 second. And here you have the easing. So this is quite interesting. These are all of the different easing effects. So if you go in here, there's a nice website called easing.net. So let's remove that. And you can see here, they have these charts here, but the charts here basically indicate the effect movement. So let's say here, you can see here it goes fast and then halfway through, then it starts to slow down. This one goes like that, etc., etc. So you have all of these easing effects, and they made a line out of it how it would look like. So for example, here the bouncing, you can see here what happens. Quite interesting and quite fun. To be honest, a very clever way to present this. So now you have a more better understanding. Which one? Imagine we would like to have this weird ease in elastic effect. We can put it in here and save this, and then let's go back to our chart, refresh. And you can see, oh wait, let me make sure. Okay, yeah, that's correct. And you can see now the effect is a bouncing effect as indicated here. And all these options are good. However, most common will be probably a linear. That's just a standard relaxing effect, because you can see as it moves so much, you are not able to read anymore the lines, or you're not able to read it comfortable because it grabs too much attention. All right. So this might be interesting when you say, well, I will never use this, and I personally will probably never use this. However, what I might use is, for example, giving item a pulsing color. So let's start and do this. So we have this here, and if we look here and we read here, you can see here the tension. If you understand this here, so let's go up here somewhere. It says here the animation, which is the object, and then this is the animations. So alright, so this is very important to understand. So what is animations and what is animation without a S? So animation. Alright, so we have here the animations. So indicating we're going to create a animation in chart.js. Now chart.js must understand what item will you animate. And that's the animation without the S, or the non-plural version. This is basically tension. Right now, this is the animation, and this is the animation, so indicating we're going to animate a specific item, and that animation without the S will be tension. All right, so I hope that makes sense. So if you would change this, we can change this, for example, to other items. let's say border width. Yes. So once we did this, what we really do is now we want to animate the border width. Of course, easing is not an option for border width, but what is the different items here. So for example, now we want to have, what's the border width? By default, it's 1. Let's say we make it 5. And this will be 1. And then we loop this by this. Alright, let's save this, refresh here, and go back here. As you can see here now we get a pulsing effect here. This is probably a slight more practical one. But maybe you say, well, I don't want pulsing, I don't want any animation, or I would like to change the color. Alright, so how do we do this then? Well, you might say, well, we just do here border color. And then we just say here, well, this will be simple. We just indicate here from, let's say it's green, and then after we're going to make it red. Alright, let's save this, and then once you see, you get an error. Alright, what happens here? Right now, the animation currently does not understand these values here, the to and from. And the reason why it doesn't understand it, it uses the default value of a number. So it should be always a number. So if it's not a number, we need to indicate that this is something else, that this is not a number. Well, simply basically is to indicate here the type. Alright, so let's look here at our animation chart. We go down here, then it says here, these are the defaults. Alright, and then we go down here, we can hear the property of the string. Alright, and then you have here the type. And this is what it needs. So the type of property determines the interpolator use. Well, it sounds very complicated, but basically it's this. Understanding what value we're going to use. Is it a number? Is it a color? Is it a boolean? Anything else? By default, it uses just a number. It understands it's a number. And or a default type of string, you can see here, because the reason why here we didn't indicate any type, when we had the border width or the other values, you can see what the numbers were. But now we have to indicate here we are going to work with color. Oh, color. All right, comma. There we are. It's number, color, boolean. All right. Once we got that, let's go back here, refresh. And as you can see, now it starts to show up. All right. This is very, very useful to highlight very specific items. But I can imagine you say, well, this is highlighting it, but I don't want to highlight everything. I only want one single item. Fair enough. We can do that as well. And by the way, just a quick note here. If you would put it in a color that is hard to spot, the gray, you will notice that the difference is minimal. And I would recommend that probably use something that is far more easier to spot. You can see here, you see it moving, but it's very, very tough on the eye. Alright. So let's move this out. Maybe you're in a situation where you only want to highlight the main line here, or the solid line, not the dotted line, because the dotted line is a historical line, which is considered as a comparison. So what we can do is here, we can just go in the data sets. And in the data sets, we can just add it up. The comma, put this in here. We have created animations. And all we have to do now is just put in these items here. And there we are. So once we did that, we created animations pinpointing only a specific line in our data set. Let's save this, refresh, and now you will see, all right, I'll give this a better color. That's more better for the eye. Let's make it red, refresh, and now as you can see, it starts to change only a single line. And this is probably a way how you can highlight specific values and make it more useful. So these animations can be fun, but they're not always practical. However, some of these things can be very useful to emphasize or give a type of interaction with the user or the viewer of your chart. So I hope you enjoyed this video. This is a quite fun topic because you can do far more with it. And if you like this kind of topics and you want to learn more about ChartJS, check out my video course. I have a ChartJS course. You can find a link in the description that goes deep into ChartJS. And if you have any questions regarding to this, put them in the comment section below. I'll make sure I get back.